Con 5 discos, 17 éxitos consecutivos en el top 10 y una nominación en 2008 para el premio BRIT al mejor grupo británico, Girls Aloud está prácticamente irreconocible en comparación con el día en que se presentaron como aspirantes.
Girls Aloud themselves laugh at how they used to look kind of back in the day. They've really changed, you know, they've been groomed to within an inch of their lives now. You know, they're sophisticated beyond belief. They're all kind of, you know, wags or wags in waiting.
They've gone on to being really sophisticated looking with, you know, proper designer staff, biggest stylists in town, and, you know, really a class above other girl bands.
Some of them have become a lot thinner. They're very much more coordinated and slick.
El hecho de que nunca fingieron ser más que 5 chicas inglesas que se deleitan con la fama, ¿fue considerado un buen cambio?
Cheryl's got this kind of weird sideways glance thing, as if she's constantly laughing about the fact that they're even there doing it, you know, which I think, you know, subliminally really appeals to you when you're watching it, because they're all kind of half laughing at the very idea that they're in a pop group and doing this brilliant song.
El trato inteligente con la prensa que ahora define a Girls Aloud es testimonio de la hábil estrategia de relaciones públicas.
One incredible example of this is that recently Girls Aloud all appeared together on GMTV to launch their new single. And on TV they looked fantastic, their makeup couldn't have been better. But a friend of mine behind the scenes at GMTV told me that the girls got there 2 hours earlier than most of the guests who arrived for makeup, sat in the makeup chair for 2 hours being preened and primped. And you have to think, well, why do 20-year-olds with glowing skin and fantastic figures need that kind of treatment? But that's just a testimony to how incredibly into their image they are and how they like to control what we see of them.
Pero no solo las fotos muestran la travesía de estas chicas. La cobertura mediática también revela mucho.
I think in many ways, Girls Aloud has had a really free ride by the media. You know, they're all beautiful and sweet seeming and cute and slim. And I think the media has been very kind to them. I think the fact that they've had something like 17 hits hasn't hurt them any either.
They haven't experienced true monstering. And when the tabloid press turns nasty, it can turn extremely nasty indeed. And I'm not sure whether Cheryl Cole takes the odd jibe about wag, or Sarah Harding takes the odd jibe about, you know, caner of the week as real abuse, because actually, look, it's not real abuse, and when tabloids turn against you, it gets very, very nasty, and they would know about it.
The longevity of the girls is really going to depend on how much they're able to feed the media with consistent stories, and as long as they give them stuff to write about, then they will continue to get the column inches and they'll continue to sell records, and Girls Aloud will continue to be one of the most successful girl groups of recent years.
Pudieron haber desaparecido tempranamente, pero lo que parece una estrategia mediática imprevisible y tenaz no parece haberles ayudado a cosechar los frutos.
Early on, I think things could have easily been ruined for Girls Aloud. There was a fair bit of negative press around them, particularly Cheryl. But I think now they've actually managed to really transcend that. The press is no different to kind of Sarah falling out of a nightclub, having had too many drinks. You know, Cheryl's kind of latest antics with Ashley. You know, that's about it. I think now there's such a sort of tight PR machine around them that they can really do no wrong.
They've not done anything too shocking apart from Cheryl. They always look great. I think the kids look up to them.
Their head of press is somebody who's been in the game for years and years and has loads of brilliant personal relationships with a lot of the journalists. Just because of that relationship alone, they're always going to be on the winning side of the tabloid newspapers.
Haciendo patria con su historia exitosa en el pop, demostraron que los críticos se equivocaban. Pero con el regreso de las Spice Girls, ¿deberían las Girls Aloud pensar en una despedida exitosa del mundo de la música?
I think it's all over for Girls Aloud. I think it's all over. I think it's finished. They're rinsing out like that wet squeegee the last of Girls Aloud's greatest hits.
I feel that the Spice Girls comeback is actually really good news for Girls Aloud because they've not really had any competition. But Girls Aloud will also fancy the fact that long term their album will still be in the charts next spring, where maybe the Spice Girls won't be.
There's definitely going to come a point, isn't there, where Girls Aloud will announce the inevitable split that all girl bands and boy bands go through. Now more and more they're stepping out on their own and becoming famous as individuals, which could be a little hint at their future. Maybe they will split up one day and go their separate ways. Maybe one of them wants to go into acting one of them wants to have a singing career as a solo artist.
Y si parten mientras el grupo está intacto, ¿podría ser este el momento más oportuno pensando en un futuro reencuentro?
All five of the girls have been quite vociferous about other people, other bands who split up and got back together. I think Cheryl said some great things about the Spice Girls getting back together. And, you know, that's part of her personality. I think it's brilliant. I don't know whether it would be clever for them to bow out gracefully while they're still ahead and get over with that now and then possibly reform in a couple of years' time or whatever, or whether they should just keep going.
Nos tuvieron adivinando hasta ahora. ¿Seguirán desafiando la marea y mostrando su orgullo por años?
I don't know. From my experience, they all seemed like the best of friends. In fact, they're extremely tactile, you know, kind of affectionate mates, you know. So I thought there was a genuine friendship and a kind of support for each other there. I just think it's a tabloid game, and it keeps us all interested if they keep speculating about maybe the fact they'll split out. Because then you start to wonder, well, who's going to have the successful solo career and all the rest of it.
Bands always split up because one of the members think they're going to be better off on their own than as part of the unit. But it just never works out that way. The unit is always stronger than its individual members, and the fact remains that they're going to be better off together than apart.